Hello. It is a Saturday night. It is 11:42 p.m. This is how I spend my Saturday evenings in and my Friday nights. And don't judge. All right, I do have a social life, believe it or not. So I got a question through. It's relatively short. It's a great question, and they say, "Hey Perry, been following you for a while. Keep it up." I shall. I have a question. I want to help people just like you, but I don't know how. What should my first step be? Now, I don't think, when I read that, straight away, I was like, that's not the question they're asking. You might think that's the question that you're asking, but it's not. Because here's the thing, there is something amazing out there on the interweb. And on the interweb, there's something called Google. And it will take you 2 seconds to go onto it, type in a question, how do I help people? And you'll get 1,000,001 options that will come up. And then boom, you can crack on. And here's the thing. When it comes to, and this kind of goes across the board in life, most of the time, whatever problem you think you have isn't actually the problem that you have. That's a surface level problem. But surface level problems are like, they are rooted down towards deeper problems. And it's the deeper problems that cause all of these multiple surface level problems that you just think is a surface level problem. And because you don't see further than that surface level problem, you'll fix that surface level problem, think it's all great, and then boom, something else pops up. You're like, fucking hell. But if you solve the deeper problem, that shit ain't boiling up anymore. You know? It's lukewarm. There's no bubbles anymore. So what I think you're asking, so you're saying, what should be my first step? Well, we know Google exists. We know we can ask that question. So really your first step should be is, why haven't you done it yet? What is the fear? Because it always comes down to fear. Like, what's the fear? What are you scared about? That's the question. Reading between the lines, that's the question that you're asking. You right now, you're like, right, I want to help people. Like, I know that what I've been through is not for nothing. I know what I've been through. It serves some type of fucking purpose. I know that I'm meant to live this purpose-driven life. I know I need to help people. I know I need to save lives. I know that, there's people that are currently struggling with what I was struggling with. They're currently stuck in the darkness that I was stuck in. I'm out in the light, whether it's full light or it's some light, and there's still some dark there, but hey, better than what it was before, because right now there's some light. And you want to help other people to get out the light. You want to be the lighthouse to guide everybody to shore, to safety, But you don't know how to do that, right? Now, so like the question you need to ask yourself is what you're scared about. What are you scared about when it comes to helping other people? And why haven't you started that yet? So I'm telling you now, you watching this video right this very second, when this video ends, I don't care what time of day it is when you're watching it, you could, for an hour after watching this, do something. Take a step further, or take the first step towards helping other people. That game plan, right? That action plan that needs to be built out. You could start that within the first hour. Will you? I don't know. I hope you do by the time that you finish watching this. But there is a chance that you don't as well, because of the fear. So it's about identifying what that fear is. Now, usually the fears that come with, because here's the thing, if we want to help other people, like us ourselves, not right now, this conversation isn't about like trying to do this under a pseudonym or something along those lines. That's a separate conversation. You can still impact people and change the world, and under a different identity, it's trickier. You got to go around the houses a bit, and you got to be a bit smarter with how you do it, because you got to be more tactical. Yeah. That is tactful. No, it's tactical. Got to be more tactical. Yeah, I was right. But right, we're not going to get into that conversation right now. If you have a question around that, then ask me on social media. Just drop me a DM, and then maybe I can do another video around trying to change the world under a pseudonym, not as you. But that's a separate conversation. But let's just imagine this will be under your name, and this will be using your face, and it's your brand. And for those of you who don't know, your brand Everyone has a brand. Everyone has a personal brand. It's just whether you know about it or not. But who you are right now, your personality, what makes you laugh, what makes you pissed off, everything about you, that is your personal brand. You just gotta, once you make the conscious decision, be like, oh, I have a personal brand. All right, what else can I start doing with it? Then you start making conscious decisions to start actually working on that personal brand, and then it starts to become more of a personal brand, if that makes any sense. But everyone has that brand. But if you wanted to do this under the brand, then it's like, okay, if I want to help people, then that means I have to put myself out there, because you can't do it without putting yourself out there, because no one will know you exist. Nobody will hear your story. No one will know what message you have. So if you want to help other people, you have to put yourself out there. Now, is there fears there? Because the fears there would be, well, if I have to put myself out there and I don't have much experience with that, only some people know about what's happened to me, then it's like, okay, well, what's people going to say? What's extended family going to think? And then you have all of those fears that most of my past videos have been about. So you need to really identify what has stopped you so far. Like if you have been wanting to write a book for like longer than a week, why haven't you started yet? If you I'll give you an example. The amount of times people message me and they say, hey, Perry, I want to write a book. Any advice? Then I give them the advice. And then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, let me think about it. Or, maybe, actually, I've got some other things up. Maybe I'll start writing my book later on in the year. It's not the right time. All of that is bollocks. It's all bollocks. All of it. I mean, time is a fucking interesting thing anyway, but it is all bollocks. Even if you're a single mom with 20,000 kids and you're still trying to look after yourself, and which you're already a hero in my eyes, but you can still write a book. You can, because you would just find a way of doing it if the purpose is there, if the purpose is there enough where it's greater than a fear, then you would do it. You'll get your kids involved. Is that so you don't have to do it without them, which could create another hurdle, because there's never a moment without the kids. And then it could be a family written book, I don't know, just throwing out random things here, but you would find a way of doing it. But the easiest thing to prevent us from doing what we need to do is bringing it down to time. Oh yeah, I just don't have the time to do it right now. You fucking do. That's not, owe it to yourself to not use that as an excuse. That's not the reason why you're not doing it. It's nothing to do with time. You would find the time. It's because you are fucking scared. And whether you know what you're scared about, that's the questions that we need to be asking around that. That's the questions, okay? What are you scared about? Why are you scared? What are you fearing? So, I mean, practically, if you want to start helping people, the best thing that you can do, first of all, is, you can do things like go out to food bank, deliver food here, and like do your charitable things that people do, the cliche, but not in a bad way cliche, just like your stereotypical workings of helping people in a charitable way. You can start doing those. Absolutely. You can start doing that from today. Okay. But in regards to building a movement, in regards to using your story to impact others, the best thing that you can do is write a book. It's write your story. The reason why is because when you write a book, the person that you become on that journey, you transform, right? I don't know if you just saw that. I fucking spat at the screen. That is vile. Jeez. God. It's like I just went. That is disgusting. My bad. Yeah, the best thing that you can do is write a book, because the person that you become on the journey of writing a book, like you writing a book, is it will be the biggest transformation that you will ever go on. But I'm talking a memoir. I'm not talking about writing a self-help book. I'm talking about writing a powerful memoir, right? Turning the story that you've lived into a book. It will transform you. Then at the end, you have something to put in your hands to go out there in the world with. And then from there, that's when it's like game over. Because then it's like, what else can I do? What's next? Whose hands can I put this book into? And then, it's a snowball effect. Like right now, writing a book is like from very small snowball, you push it and it's just getting bigger and it's getting bigger and it's getting bigger until the size of it is just unfathomable. Right? So practically, if you want to know, start writing a book. Right? Join one of our communities that's down below. Join both of the communities. One's self-help, one's about writing a book. Join both. Right? That's your next step. Will you do it though? I don't know. Right? I don't know. If you do it, cool. But if you don't, then you just be like, oh, okay. What's the problem? What's the issue with me? Why am I not doing it? And then once you go down that self-investigative path, that's when you'll find out what that block is. Okay? Because there's a problem within you that is stopping you from actually going out there and doing what you want to do and living a purposeful life. All right? So, hey Perry, I've been following you for a while. Keep it up. I have a question. I want to help people just like you, but I don't know how. You do know how. What should my first step be? Look inward and see what is stopping you from doing something today. What is stopping you from taking that first step to be like, you know what? All right, it's time. From today, I owe it to myself to start putting the building blocks in place to live the life that I want, which is one that's full of purpose, full of impact, and full of growth. Living the life how I want to live by my own design. So I need to conquer these fears. I need to speak to my family if I need to speak to them. Like, hey guys, listen, I'm going to start going out there with my story. I just thought I'd give you the heads up. Is it a certain family member's opinion? Either don't give a fuck about their opinion, because why should you? They're not living your life. You can, and listen, I know sometimes it might seem that I talk harsh about families. I haven't experienced this in my family. I love my family, but I know that if they said to me, Perry, stop talking about this, I'd be like, hey, you're talking to the wrong Perry. And I think they know that deep down. They know what I'm like. So if they were like that, I think they would know not to say it because they wouldn't get anywhere with it. But family, you can love your family, but you can also respect them at the same time. Sorry, you can love your family, but you need to respect yourself at the same time. And respecting yourself is having boundaries. So if you need to talk to someone, talk to them. Okay? If you are, and here's another fear. Another fear is imposter syndrome, where it's like, it's a big jump to go from living the life that you've lived. So maybe that's a corporate career, maybe it's a single mom, and you've just been going about your life being a survivor, being a victim, being a survivor, being a warrior, and you're just going about your life. And then you want to make the decision to go from sort of living with your story, right, and pushing through it, as in fighting the battles, to then leading an army. Now you want to lead an army. That's basically it, okay? And to take that step from fighting the battles with your fellow troops to then taking a stand, facing your fellow troops to try and lead them into battle, that's a big, big shift, right? And that's imposter syndrome for a lot of people. Like, can I lead these people? Who am I? Who am I to stand here and be like, hey guys, follow me? Who am I to say that? And that's very common, by the way. I face up myself. I know plenty of people. I was having a call with one of the calls from the community on Thursday. It was our marketing call. And it was actually Sherry. So this amazing book here, Ignite the Light Within. You can have a look at this on Amazon. And Sherry was talking about how since, she's launched her book and now she's going to town with content, and the more reels that she's doing, the more that people are messaging her, and she's getting a bit of imposter syndrome. She's getting also as well, like just this pressure of, I've got hundreds of people messaging me. I can't respond back to all of them. And are they going to think that I'm a bitch because I'm ignoring them? You have all this pressure on you because now you're leading people, and now, now you're actually leading people, which means people are looking up to you. They're looking for guidance, and there's this pressure. And I feel like with something like that, if that is one of your fears about this potential pressure and this potential imposter syndrome, like, you're worrying about a reality that doesn't exist yet, which I know is what anxiety is. But I think what you just need to remind yourself of is that, let me ask you this. Is there someone right now out there in the world that has been through something similar to you, but are way back there down their healing journey? They're still in that zone of feeling like a victim. Maybe they're still being abused. Maybe they're not, but they're a victim of life and they want to escape that, but they don't know how. They don't see any options, and maybe they're hitting a bottle, maybe they're hitting a drink, maybe they stepped on, on the ledge of that bridge quite a few times already, and maybe they're saying that the next time they do it, they're actually going to step forward. They're on the brink. Is there someone out there that's like that? Just one person? The answer is yes. And if there's one person, there's fucking loads out there. So if there's loads out there that's way back there on their healing journey compared to you, and it's not about you being perfect. This isn't about you healed. Something about that. In theory, all you need to do is be 1 to 2 steps ahead of them. And you already have enough information and value to give to them, because everybody wants to take 1 step forward. That's all you need to get these guys to do. 1 step forward, but giving them faith and hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And because you're already there. Right? So just remind yourself of that. If you think big picture and you think that you need to lead this army and you need to fucking be, fucking Oprah or Gandhi or, a Nelson Mandela or something, it's just like, of course you're going to need to, what that comes to? That comes to comparing. Like when you compare yourself to other people, it's always a recipe for disaster. But if you don't compare yourself to anyone other than really your past self, you're always going to be inspired. Because you're doing better than your past self in some ways, if you look. So if you have fear around that, squash it, okay? Because you can help them. And that's all you need to know. All right? I hope that helped. But what I will say to end this is that if you're looking to help people, which I believe truly, everyone that's been through shit, that has made it through it, they want to help other people. Because why wouldn't they? I see the good in everyone, and I believe that all of us want to help people, and I believe that if we all collectively come together to do that, that's what's going to change the world. So 1 action at a time, whether that's writing a story, writing a book, calling up someone, giving a food donation, sitting down with a homeless person, just have a chat with them. If you just do 1 small thing, like just constantly, doesn't have to be every day, it doesn't have to be every hour, just whenever it's on your mind, it's better than what you was doing the day before, last week, last month, last year. Better than, to be honest, it's better than what a lot of people are doing. They haven't fucking done anything like that, anything charitable in their entire lives. A lot of people. All right. I hope they helped. Again, if you're serious about, if you're a survivor who wants to join a self-help community, all right, you want to grow, personal development, coaching, mini courses, then you can join our Power Tribe 2.0 community. The link is underneath. If you want to write a book, if you want to learn how to become a leader, you want to lead an army, right? You want to grow a movement, grow an audience, actually get a message out there and create change through different ways, then you can join our Powerful Books community, and the link is underneath the video too. All right, hope that helped. Peace.